Hello everyone. My name is Satyam Raha. Welcome to my channel. And in this video, I'll be talking about the if and else. These are the control statements in Java. Okay. So let's demonstrate with you an example. If I want to check, say I have a variable called int a equals to 10, for example. If I want to check whether this variable has a value which is even or odd, let's say, what will you write? So if a, okay, let's first check, let's make it very keep it very simple. Let's say I want to check whether the variable a is containing 0 or not. So I'll simply check a equal to 0. If this is true, this is the condition. If this condition within the brackets is true, then only the if statement will be executed. Okay, so I can write here maybe uh the number is 0, for example. Okay, so this is valid. If I write this code, this is going to be fine. Okay, but along with it, I can also use else. So for example, I do not I also want to print, if it is not a 0, I want to print the number is non-zero. So what I can do is I can simply copy this code. Okay, and let's say the number is non-zero, right? So if I execute this code, the number is non-zero is printed. Now you see here, if the if statement is true, then else statement will not get executed. If the else statement is true, then the if statement will not get executed. That is the power of if else. Okay, if I make it 0, for example, now which one will get executed? Obviously a equal to 0. So if will get executed. So if I execute this code, so number is 0 is executed. Here else is not executed. So if and else cannot be executed or cannot execute at the same time. You must remember this. Okay, now you see, if I delete the if statement, this is an error. You cannot do that. You can write a single if statement, that is fine. You can write any number of if statement, that is fine, but you cannot write simply an else statement. That is an error. Okay, if it's not there, what is the use of else, right? So this is the analogy. So you see, let's say now I want to also check whether the number is negative or not. So I can, maybe one way of doing it is using else if. Okay, so this is better to use else if, right? So else if a is less than 0, what I can do is I can simply print it is a negative. Okay, sorry, there is one more bracket. So if I execute this fine, this works fine, and let's make it a negative number, say -10, and if I execute this code, the number is negative. So you see, when else if is correct, when else if is true, then if and else will not be executed at all. Remember this, only this part of code will be executed. Now you can have as many else ifs as you want, but you cannot have only single else if. Just like you cannot have only one else, right? You have to have one if. Only with that if you can use else if and else. Okay, but can I have if else if? Can I simply delete the else part? It turns out that yes, we can do that. If else if is fine, it will work fine. Okay, so if else if will work fine, if else will work fine, but else if or else without an if will not work. You should remember this. Okay, now you can have like nested ifs. Maybe you can have nested ifs. Nested if means if inside an if. You can have like this, maybe if a equal to 8, sorry, it will not work. If a, say, a is greater than 0, then it should work. Then let's say a equal to 8, then I will maybe print the number is 8. Okay, else, so the single line ifs can be do not require the curly braces. Okay, single life and single line if else actually do not require any curly braces. We can simply write it, the compiler will understand. Okay, let's say this out, the number is not 8. Okay, so if I execute this code, you can see the number is negative is printed. Let's say I make it, say, 7. Now what will get printed? The number is not 8. If I write 8, then it will say the number is 8. What is happening is, first it will check if a is greater than 0. Yes, a is greater than 0. So it will get inside if. Now it will check this if a equal to 8, yes, it is true. So this piece of code will be printed, will be executed. When it is not 8, say 80, then it will come into else and it will print the number is not 8 if I execute this code. Okay, so this is how if and else will work. You can have if else ladder. The ladder means if else if else if else if else. Okay, it should end with else or else if. Fine, you should remember this. You can have as many else ifs as you want, as many conditions as you want. You can put it in else ifs. Okay, and you can end it with else if, or you can end it with else. That depends on you. Else doesn't require any condition. If all the ifs and else ifs are false, then else will be executed. Okay, this is the only requirement. I hope you understood. Thank you. See you in the next video. Bye.